Hello and welcome to episode number 161 of Flat Earth and other hot potatoes. Yeah, we have other ones here too. Plus, the Flat Earth ones. This is The Secret Show. I'm Patricia Steere, and with me is Mark Sargent.
Hello. How are you?
How are you?
I am good. We do not rehearse our intros. We should, but we don't.
I mean, it's pretty simple. Introduce the show.
Yep.
Say the name of the sub show and introduce you and then go forward. But we fail every single time.
And try not to step on each other's toes.
Impossible.
Yeah, we would be horrible dance partners, I think.
Oh, because
we'd like spin around and just knock things over. It'd be horrible.
Okay. I'm 5'6.5" or so, and you're 6'2" or something?
6'2".
If I wore heels, it could probably work, but I'm not the best dancer.
No, you're better than me. I have absolutely no rhythm.
But we've been doing this dance called The Secret Show for quite some time now.
Yeah, we have
and
been
it's
doing
going
this
well. It's going well. It's improving.
160 plus episodes. Hard to believe. I did Strange World 104 last night.
Wow. And it was a good show, definitely, especially with the 8-year-old young man who comes in at the end. And you made a separate video about that, which I just shared on Twitter. And I encourage everyone to go check that one out. I want to say hi to everybody in the live chat too. So hello, and I'll be heading on in there and just saying hi and welcome to everyone. And I have something really cool. Now I'm wearing these gigantic earrings, but I'm going to be removing them because I have a present that was sent to me by a fellow flat earther. His name is Michael, and we all know him as Wake the Sheeple. And he sent me this, and I didn't want to start the show with it on. I wanted to show it in the bag because it's so cute. Now, a funny thing is I thought I lost it. Not lost it, but it was misplaced because I had it on my desk. And because it's in this fabric bag with these little ribbons, my cats like ribbons. And I found it on the floor a couple of times with a cat, with it dangling from his mouth. And I'm like, no, give me that back. And so I thought I put it in a, quote, safe place. But when you put something in a safe place and you can't remember where that safe place is? Well, I finally found it just before showtime. So cool. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to show it as well. Really nice to have someone send me something nice like this in the mail.
Nice.
And it's just a gesture of kindness on Michael Wake the Sheeple's part. And yeah, it's cool. So while I fumble with the cellophane and get this necklace together so I can show. In fact, I'm just going to show everybody what it looks like. It's the flat earth. That's the most important part of the whole thing, aside from the fact that he was kind enough to give it to me. Can everyone see?
Oh, cool.
That?
So it's kind of like a black and white flat earth, like old-timey map.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
That is neat.
It is. And I'm going to put it on right now and take off the earrings because one's silver and one is gold. So do you remember that poem? Well, maybe you don't because you're a boy and I'm a girl. It was a girl.
What are you saying? I can't be sensitive?
No, it wasn't that kind of poem. And maybe it has applications outside of the Girl Scouts, but I was in the Girl Scouts, brownies and juniors, and then I quit because it wasn't cool anymore to be a Girl Scout. But there was a poem or song that went something along the lines of make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. So isn't that nice?
Somebody also turned that into some lyric for a song.
Rap song, ODD, get on it.
No. There was I've heard that in a song before, but
Anyway, I'm putting the chain on the necklace and I'm gonna put the.
Oh, cool. Do you want me to cover for you while you're doing that?
No. Yeah. We'll talk about other things, much more important things than what I'm bedecking myself with. But the fact that a fellow flat earther gave me this flat earth necklace, I figured was a very important part of the show today because it's a very special thing and it's flat earth related. So
right on.
Anyway, so many things have gone on since last we chatted, and we have an announcement of a special feature that Mark and I are going to add to our collected works
repertoire, as it were. Oh yeah, we're gonna try it. Yeah. And I mean, it's worked for other people. I don't know. We'll have to see if people like it. Are we talking about it now or are we talking about it later?
Well, let's talk about it now while I put this on.
Oh, okay. So as you know, was it Jimmy Kimmel? Was he the guy that invented mean tweets?
Maybe.
I think it was.
I don't watch TV, but I do know of mean tweets. So
okay, so mean tweets is a big thing, and what they do is, if you guys don't know, they take some of the worst tweets and they have the celebrities read these tweets about them before the show starts. And some of them are horrible, and of course, you know, they bleep out all the profanity and everything. And we realized that there's a lot, especially in the flat Earth community, there's a lot of bad things. We don't necessarily get them in tweets, but we get them in comments. And I've got just mountains of them going back 2 years. Because
you don't filter your comments.
I do not filter my comments. In fact, I just recently added a moderator at their request. I'm not going to say who the moderator is for my channel, but I still don't moderate. I still don't go into comments and moderate stuff, because, you know, let people come. I believe in karma, and what goes around comes around. But yeah, there's comments going back 2 years, which are so so horrible. Because you can imagine, you know, think of the knee-jerk reactions that people make for flat earthers. It can be pretty heated.
Well, and the comments run the gamut. I know that I receive comments as well on my channel, but my channel is it's set to approval only. Yeah. It's not always been that way. When I first started out, it was a free-for-all. Any comment would be able to be left by anyone. And then as time went by, I put keywords in where no comments could be left with words like, you know, beep, beep, beep. So those got filtered. Yeah. And after that, I disabled all comments for a while. I've been through phases. Many content providers do the same thing, except for you. You've always had free for all on yours. So,
well, but that's not entirely true either, because really? in the beginning, I didn't have comments at all.
You're right. That is. Yeah,
because I was so leery about, because I knew what was going to happen. I mean, I'd spent enough time on online that I knew the forums and the comment sections were brutal. It's brutal with any topic, let alone a polarizing one. So I didn't turn on comments. And then finally, Jonathan from Jersey, my former co-host on Strange World, he's going, dude, let them fight it out. People love watching the drama in comments. It's like, oh. So I had the privilege of actually turning on all my comments to all my videos simultaneously at the back part of 2015, and said, all right, I made a video saying, be nice, because karma's real. And people were nice for about a week.
Well, in that week, they discovered that there was an opportunity to go there and say crazy stuff. So
oh yeah, especially if a video's got a lot of hits and no comments on it. Everyone likes to be the first troll,
right?
If you're a troll. And so yeah, there's a lot of some of the bigger. I'm wondering if we should even go to. We should use some of the comments from those big videos, the Flat Earth Clues that were turned into They're Hiding God with the Greatest Lie Ever and Under the Dome full documentary, because I mean those things have, one of them is going to break 3 million hits here,
right? Pretty soon. Those are more about Flat Earth in general, and the ones that are on your uploads are Flat Earth and about you personally, and also the secret show that you upload to your show, your channel every Friday after we do it here Wednesday. That's stuff about Flat Earth and about you and I as individuals, and those are the scorching hot crazy comments from hell.
Yeah, So yeah, we're gonna. So the first thing we're gonna do this Friday.
Yes. And wait, are we doing it Thursday? We are doing it Thursday.
Wait. No, we're not.
It's Friday.
We're doing. Oh, you're killing me! Really, we're gonna have that conversation again? Seriously?
Okay.
You do remember this conversation, right?
Yes, okay. What happened was I said, let's do it either Thursday or Friday. And then I thought, well, wait a minute. Mark uploads the secret show on Friday. So maybe we should do it Thursday to not have too much of us out there.
Wait, so we are doing it Thursday?
Yeah.
That's
Unless
tomorrow.
You don't want to.
No, we'll do it tomorrow.
All right.
I gotta grab some wine or something, because there's no way I'm gonna do this at a couple glasses.
All right, we'll have a cocktail while we're doing it. Yeah. And we're calling it the Flat Earth Comments, the good, the bad, and the ugly, number 1.
Yep.
So we're going to
you guys decide if we do more of these.
You're right. So we're going to start at the very beginning of the secret shows and go forward from there. Right. So these will be comments that are left from a long time ago. It doesn't matter what show they're left on. Yeah. They tend to be about the idea of Flat Earth and about us as
they're not time sensitive.
And reading them was funny. And we were laughing till we cried, and also thinking, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, some of them. I mean, you guys will understand if you've actually listened to some of the mean tweet shows on YouTube, how bad it can be. And these are guys that only read one tweet about themselves. They pick like the worst tweet you could ever, having whatever celebrity read their own tweet, and you're basically looking to see the reaction on their face.
I do want to show the necklace, so it's quite long, so I have to stand up a little. Wait, oops, I'll move it. Okay, there it is. Ta-da!
Very nice.
Lovely. Okay, so it's not really showing in the video because we don't want to be staring at my cleavage during the whole show because no one wants to see a 54-year-old woman's cleavage. I don't think they do.
When it's yours, yeah, probably.
Anyway, so let's talk flats. Should we go in the chat and welcome everybody and then talk about people who have kind of been booted out of the flat earth and then have returned, I guess? We're not even really sure what happened. Should we discuss that first?
Which one? The
Daphne and what happened?
Oh, Daphne, yeah, her channel went down abruptly. And I know that Sunny Peaches made a video, but she didn't really go into what happened. No. And Daphne's channel went back up today. All the subscribers are gone, so I don't know. But it looks like it's an original channel because the created date is way back when,
right?
Years ago. But all the subscribers are gone, and the videos are having to be all the videos were wiped out.
Oh wow! Well, back up your videos, content providers, just in case.
Now, but we don't know exactly what happened. But she won't even go into the.
Well, I'd heard people say that she had said, and of course this is not her words, that it was basically due to YouTube censorship, her not being allowed freedom of speech. And then other people were saying, no, when I went to her channel, it said channel removed by user. Now, neither of those things are things I can prove that I'm actually saying myself. I'm just saying what a couple different people had said. So we don't know. Daphne's back up. That's good. And the theories were that because she had done a video right before that talking about YouTube and monetization,
and the monetization,
and how she wasn't allowed to get money from her channel, and that made some people thought, oh, that made YouTube mad. Then people thought perhaps it was because of her stance on things like AIDS or Jews. Maybe there was something that caused YouTube to say this is a breach of your contract with us by signing up when you are in YouTube to not talk about those things. I have no idea. No idea what it was. Eventually she might come out with a video, and maybe is already or has, and I
watched what was up there already, and it didn't go into great detail other than there was some monetization issues that
so that's it then.
That she disagreed with. She and they were having problems. Who knows, maybe out of spite, maybe she ripped down all her videos to kill off the monetization that was happening. I don't know.
It also can happen accidentally. I remember 2 of my videos disappeared when I was trying to edit them, and they disappeared because I deleted them, but I actually thought I was deleting. This is before I understood how it all worked. I thought I was deleting them from editing, but I was deleting them from reality. But somebody had recorded them, and I got them back on my channel. First couple videos. And hello to Trolley, who's the one who put them back on my channel. But something happened with Nathan Oakley, which was really weird, which is kind of tied into this in some strange way, with 2 of his videos, first one, then the other, disappearing from his channel. And when you went to go look at the video, because a couple of people had the link if they shared it, it said video removed by user. And Nathan was saying, I didn't remove those videos. So if indeed Daphne's channel at one point was saying channel removed by user, that doesn't necessarily mean that she removed it. If indeed it did say channel removed by user. Nathan's did say video removed by user. I saw it, and he didn't remove it. So somebody had recorded one of his. The other one's gone forever. He's written to YouTube. We were looking on these forums on YouTube, and it seems to be that it happens to some people. All of a sudden, your video disappears from YouTube, and it's not because it's violated anything. Those videos that he did they were just videos. They had nothing, no controversial subjects, not about monetization, not profanity, or it wasn't a copyright strike. It just disappeared. And anyway, so maybe Nathan will get the second video back or not.
Maybe. Again, human systems have human errors. I've seen Ritter. I had a friend who had Comcast cable, and literally one day he comes home and his phone number had been given away to somebody else.
Wait a minute.
Meaning his landline. When he got home, his friends were calling and saying, dude, when I call your number, I'm getting a completely different person. And he calls up Comcast and he goes, where, what happened to my phone number? It's like, and they go, wait, who are you? And he's, can we talk about it? I've owned that number for years.
Sounds like a movie in which he had been completely disappeared.
Yeah. No. In this case, it was just, a clerical error where someone had retasked the phone number and said, oh, well, nobody's using it anymore. I'm just going to sell it. Because once your phone number once you lose, let's say you die, your phone number eventually will go to somebody else. And they retasked it. I don't know why. But
we all have dead man's phone numbers.
There you go. There you go.
Let me go into the chat and say hello to everyone. And the conversation is just sort of in progress. So we're going to dive right into things that I have no idea where it comes from. We've got I Spy NASA Eyes saying hello to Four Eyes to See. And I'll just say hello to Four Eyes to See as well. Ian Tinsley is here as well. ODD is here as well. Greeting Yvette. Bling Bling of the, Bling Bling, the BSS of the ISS is there saying I'm gorgeous. That's really nice of you. Thank you. It's all because of the magic pendant. Nothing to do with me.
Ixnay on the magic may.
Let's see. Jerry Cthulhu is there too. And he says UV rays are a hoax with a winky face. And again, Four Eyes to See is here saying hello, sweet flat earth family. Nora of No One's Flower says disappearing videos is dodgy. Yeah, that's for sure. The Hoary Sheet Show, you use your imagination as to what the Hoary Sheet means. Relatively new. They have a great video out, which is kind of like news, the news of the flat earth, like a TV show.
Yeah, it's good.
Talking about what went on. So sub that channel, the Hoary, Horry Sheet Show. So hello to Hoary
I'm
Sheet.
hoping his channel doesn't catch any flack from the Asian Defense League, but that's all right.
I just thought about them. What are you doing?
There's just now picked up on that.
Well, I know what it means, but I never thought about it being Asian. So
yeah, it's an old joke.
Yeah.
Stop!
Don't even go further with that. We're gonna get our channel.
What? It's a Christmas story. It's a classic. Anyway, what's happening in chat?
Moriera 999. Hello. Dennis Sindlev says hello from Denmark. Flat Magic is here as well. And Jamel Ferguson says, hello, flatheads. Hello to Timaeus. And are we supposed to call the Hoary Sheet Show Hoary? It sounds like we're saying
I don't know. We should probably find out his real name before
Hoary
it's
Sheet
over.
Show. Put your first name in the channel. I mean,
yeah, like was it Tom or...
Because we could be calling him Hoary, and that sounds like
Hoary. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Soon it'll be just
let's
Ho.
get his first name. That probably would help.
We'll just go with Ho at this point.
And then we'll turn his show also into a TLA. That's a three-letter acronym, by the way.
He says the Hoary. Yeah, we'll call him the Hoary. The Hoary's good.
The Hoary? Seriously, we're not. All right.
IPS Infinite Plane Society says just call him Whore. No. Hello to Bob from Glowbusters and Validation Boy, Terry Elrod. Terry says they'll just have the fake EMP power outage to shut everyone up. Yeah, they don't need to bother taking down channels if that's what they're doing. Just do a fake EMP and take us all out.
Yeah, you could.
Laurel Austin says, we'll be listening tonight. Patricia, always love to hear you and Zen talk together. Oh, there was a video that I did. I talked about this before with Kathy Dunson and Zen Garcia, and I did it live on TFR, Truth Frequency Radio, and it is now archived, but I think it can be listened to elsewhere. I might put it on my channel, but I do want to say it was a really good show. Hey, Week the Sheeple, who gave me the necklace, is in the chat and says hello to Bob and says that Utah teaches us young to store a lot of guns, ammo, food, and water and teach children to shoot. I'm not sure what that's about.
I put that in my prepper manual that the Latter-day Saints, if the world went into big catastrophe mode tomorrow, Utah would actually be in pretty good shape.
The Amish would be totally good too.
Well, not as good as Utah.
And also they don't vaccinate, so.
Okay, so they've got good things happening on the front end.
Yeah. About the last time I did a show, I interviewed Mike Williams, and it's a really great show, and it's episode 160. And I wore a headband because I'd just been swimming and my hair was wet. It's usually always wet when I start, but it was very wet. So I put a headband on, and I got a comment from somebody that said I looked Amish because I was wearing a headband. And I said, well, hey, I'll take that. That means that, I didn't receive any vaccinations. Hello to Ridgeview. Peanuts is in here as well. Save Our Future America says, local sun proves sun not stronger at sunrise and sunset. And there's Paula, Knowledge Scavenger, and BLX, who is trolling and says, zzz, like as if he's sleeping. Pleasant dreams, BLX. I hope we've lulled you into a
still
nice,
here,
comfy stupor. Fire Goggles here says, does redshift point to Earth being the center of the universe? So I think we got trolling on top of trolling. Joseph Lynch just subbed the Hoary Sheet Show. There is Pale Queens. Hello. Ginger Sugarbush asking me how are the cats, but Ginger Sugarbush has 2 cats. Thought they were both girls or boys, and it turned out that one wasn't. So it's a surprise. JM Truth TV is here as well, talking about EMPs. There's Event Rebel. FEN Society is here. Archer Sage, and says, I wish I could watch, but I work while your show is on. And then there's a fake me in here called Totally the Real Patricia Steere, using my icon. We can wonder aloud who that is, who says, will you/I ever think about switching to Twitch instead of YouTube if YouTube keeps getting worse?
I don't think it's going to happen. There's some things, look, when the internet, parts of the internet solidified like concrete, and like eBay's not going anywhere. Google is not going anywhere. And I mean, because people want the most obvious choice. YouTube, it's here until this media aspect of the internet goes away. There's going to be no. Now, to be fair though, MySpace had a chance.
Yes.
But then there was a battle, kind of like not to date us, but the battle between VHS and Betamax.
Oh yes,
way back in the day, or Blu-ray versus HD DVD, or
Coke and Pepsi.
There you go, Coke and Pepsi. So MySpace had a chance, and then it just got juggernauted by Facebook, which I don't use.
Well, I do. I want to say hello to Carly Sunshine, and also in the chat. I just sort of lost my place here. Zen Garcia's show. Kathy Dunson from Tribulation Now is in the chat talking about the little interview I did with herself and Zen Garcia on Zen show on TFR. And Carly Sunshine is going to be on the show tomorrow on TFR. And the show is called Secrets Revealed. So that was a bit convoluted, but I think everyone got it.
No, I think you got
it. Danny in B flat, hello, says hi. Everyone's saying hello to IPS in here, which is cool. DITRH is in our chats. And let's see, we've got type of the name talking about Eric Dubé hating us on one of his recent videos. Sure, of course he does. That's what Eric Dubé does. So
it was his response. If I'm not mistaken, it was the response to Joe Rogan. He just kind of threw us in there at the end.
Oh, really? Yeah, well,
I don't remember you, but in fact, he didn't even. It was in text.
Oh, well, you know what? It's fine
because that guy, was Mick something? The guy that was on Rogan, the guy from Metabunk.
Right.
He apparently is an ex-gamer, and so Eric was saying, "Oh, is there a connection? Mark's an ex-gamer, and this guy from Metabunk's an ex-gamer." It's like, dude.
There's a billion ex-gamers.
There's a lot of current gamers.
Yeah, there's flat earthers who love, playing games. So,
in fact, I'd like to ask the guy from Metabunk if he still plays. Because I don't think he does. I still play.
Uktina Walker is here. Hello. She adds, I read that every child in Switzerland is trained in using a gun. Oh. Archer Sage says, I'm assuming Brian Mullen is finished with us. Well, I wouldn't say that that's true. From what we know, he's still going to go to the Flat Earth Conference in November in Raleigh, North Carolina. Details in the description box of this video. He has not left the Flat Earth. He still has the same belief systems that we're not living on a globe, or the NASA's lying, and he still believes rockets don't work in space. All the things he's already come out with. He's taking a break. He was getting calls and hassled, potentially. It's kind of what we've heard at work. And kind of just decided to shut things down for a while and come back later. Now, all that could change. I don't know. I don't live with Brian Mullen, but this is what his wife has told us through Robbie D of Celebrate Truth. So we will wait and see.
I remember peer pressure is a powerful thing. always has been for years and years, and maybe he caught crap from his family. He would not be the first by a long stretch. How many emails, how many phone calls have I gotten from people that have said, oh yeah, I had just catch amazing amounts of pressure from friends and family and peers.
It happens to many people who write me as well. They say, what do I do about that? My husband and I are arguing and it makes me cry because I go to sleep at night and I'm lying in bed and I feel alone, although we're connected. We've always been a loving couple, but now he thinks I'm crazy, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So it's all right. Again, people can back off of Flat Earth for a while.
Yeah, that's true. We'll talk about that in a moment. Somebody else who might be doing so. And, you know, it's not a cult. You can come and go as you please. Damethyl Tripped with me is here. Now, here's a question. I'm posing this to our live chat. Since there's somebody who's using my icon, which is the space woman with my face in it, the helmet says Steere across it. They've co-opted that, and they've called themselves Totally the Real Patricia Steere. But they're not saying anything bad. They're saying, last comment is, Eric Dubé is such a hater. Should this person be booted off the chat?
Ban-hammered? Not necessarily.
But I don't really want somebody going around with Totally the Real Patricia Steere, because they could go somewhere else and say something that I wouldn't necessarily say. And then people might believe it, because people love believing untrue things with no proof.
I mean, there's some people that say that imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, but then you got Alec Baldwin, which just tears apart Donald Trump on a weekly basis, you know, doing his impression. And I know he's not doing it out of love. Right. So no, as long as they're behaving themselves, maybe they're just advertising you.
Totally the Real Patricia Steere just said, this pendant that Michael of Wake the Sheeple gave me is full of catnip. I mean, how can you be trolled by yourself and the trolls being nice? It's very weird. I think we've stepped into the Twilight Zone.
Well, again, you know, if he looks cross-eyed for even a second, hammer him. But
yeah, I will say to Totally the Real Patricia Steere, I will ask you as a personal favor, can you just kill your channel, this chat? Because after the show's over, I'll just go say you're mimicking my channel and make you kill it anyway. And I'm not doing it.
I mean, it's an actual channel?
Yeah, it's a channel.
It's not the first. I mean, how many have we done? And we've gone through a gamut.
You know, Infinite Plane Society says show no mercy, and I'm with him. I'm with him on that. But I'm not mad at you for doing it. I think it's amusing, but I don't think it's right, because people will do that and do bad things with it. Hi to Persian Scribe and Alan Schmitz and a bunch of other people in here. Pillbox is in here as well. And Luis Torres and everyone. Totally the Real Patricia Steere says, I'm only going to use it in chat. Wait, I have a channel? I give up. Let's talk about something else.
All right, let's talk about something else.
I don't want everyone to be bored. So, too late.
Oh, do you want me to pick up the slack on that one?
All right. So, shall we talk about that a certain person who believes in geocentric Earth, whose name I won't mention, did a show last night, and they're not fond at all of flat Earth. And they did a show last night, and they had somebody that we do like, Matrix Decode, who's done lots of great work on flat Earth. And on that show, Matrix was saying that sometimes now when he's doing his experiments in Spain, that he sees that the Earth has a bit of curve to it from using his camera, and then sometimes he doesn't, and he's unsure. So,
are we talking about forward and back curve or left to right curve?
This I do not know. It wasn't really totally gone over in the video.
If he thinks he's seen forward and back curve, I'd point him back at Jaren's videos or anybody else that shows distortion, or Rob Skiba's videos that show distortion out at certain level. I mean, sometimes the distortion's there, sometimes it isn't. You've got to look for it though.
He hasn't spoke to me specifically about it, but I heard it on a video and it was his voice. So I'm just saying that that's something that's happening, something that's going on. And I really do like that people have open minds and are looking at various things.
I'm sorry. I'd completely forgotten what hangout you were talking about.
People are second guessing themselves, which is good. Nobody should ever come into flat Earth or any belief system, at all, chemtrails, whatever it is. Although I don't consider any of those belief systems, but to the general public, they're just beliefs, without continually questioning yourself, continually looking for evidence. The minute you stop questioning, then you just are a follower. Then you really are in a cult. And we don't want anybody to think that. So,
by the way, those of you who are waiting for your orange robes with hoods, we're working on them.
Are we going to use orange when we make the cult robes?
No, I cannot pull off orange. I've never owned anything orange. You could probably do it, of course.
Yeah, orange hair, orange robe. We'll have to think of a really good cult robe color because we're going
to like a dark green.
The only thing about starting a church, if we had, and I'm not suggesting, okay, but if we did, then wouldn't we get some benefits through the U.S. government if we started a church of flat Earth?
Oh yeah, well, one, it's tax free.
Yeah, there you go.
Churches do not get taxed.
Danny in B Flat has met me in person and is saying some nice stuff about me. Thank you. What else is happening? Octina says she loves orange and wears it a lot. Being Native American, it would look good with her skin. I like orange too.
I can't pull it off. Can't do it.
I don't care if orange is 33. Yeah, I know. I like eating oranges as well.
Why is orange 33?
It's Masonic color.
Oh, you mean the word? If you take the word orange and you turn it like a numerology type thing?
Like gematria. And Jeremiah Daniel's saying as well, how is orange 33? So, Flat Magic suggests our robe colors be green and black for our fake flat earth cult that we are always accused of, all of us, of being
a fake flat earth because it's fake. Everybody in it's fake. Nobody's legit. We have the perfect mix of all these weird characters and none of them are real.
So gematria, I've heard so many pronunciations, but that's where they get the orange 33 from. And of course, Russian vids. He's big on that. And anyway, we will go back to the live chat in a bit. What have we covered? What have we not covered? We've covered beautiful pendants. We've covered, you're just so nice. And I want to make sure that I show my appreciation. I mean, for somebody to go out and purchase something, order something, and then send it to me, for anybody to do that for anybody, that's a really nice thing. And I want it to have the weight that it deserves. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 GMT is when we're going to be doing our
comments,
the bad and the
ugly. Yep.
So hopefully everyone will check that out. So that'll be on a Thursday, the 18th of May. And if you're at a later date, just find it on my channel and it'll be on Mark's channel as well. You had a good Strange World last night, and fraught with technical difficulties.
It was brutal. Everything was going. I mean, I couldn't bring in callers for a while, so I was reading emails. Then I could bring in callers. Then during the middle of one of the callers, everything just collapsed. Well, I was down for I think 7 minutes, and then when I finally got back into it, everything was smooth all the way to the end, and had a great call at the end, which I turned into a separate video, which was the 8-year-old who talked to his teacher, and that was fantastic. It was completely a surprise. Loved it. The dad comes on and he almost blew it. The dad, we're literally coming down to the last 2 minutes of the show, and his dad goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, my son's been waiting to talk to you for an hour." It's like, put him on. And he was perfect. He was absolutely perfect, where he talked to his teacher, asked his teacher if the water was, if there was if they could find there was a test to determine the curvature of water. And there wasn't any, and the teacher walked away.
The teacher walked away. The best part of what the young man said.
It was great. I love that kid, and I still don't know their name, but I mean, I think the kid's name was Tristan, but it was great. And
at the end, he said, "And I'm a flat earther." It was just so frankly and straightforward.
Oh, talk about breaking the conditioning. There it is. 8-year-old, probably going to be a lifelong flat earther. Who knows what's going to be in store for him? But that was great.
We have totally the real Patricia Steere trolling us and saying, "I made my name slightly, hopefully, more obvious." Not the real Patricia Steere, hopefully. I thought that the original name would be obvious enough.
Who's running the chat?
Oh, everybody. We've got Bob from Globebusters and Nora in there being moderators. And the person's not doing anything, so, we'll leave them.
But by the way, I jumped into a hangout today, and they were learning from the trolls that you don't share your screen unless you know what you're doing.
Yes.
And because they wanted me to jump in, and but they were going to share screen info, and one of them stopped. It's like, no, don't do it. don't do it. So that was really great.
We haven't really talked about Tim Osman, the person that's did the taking down of Hangouts, or sniping as the phrase is, and how potentially he has been tracked.
Oh yeah, yeah. If that is him, and I'm hoping it is
located with a name and an address and family members and a Facebook profile and etc. So a number of people have kind of cornered him, but I believe he himself has said that's not him. But
of course he's gonna. If
that's what he would say, and if indeed it's not, okay, there's two ways to go about it. If indeed it is him, then he's been outed, so he should stop. If it's not him, and he's found a real fellow human being and pinned the blame on him so that we are all looking at his picture and at his Facebook and thinking he's a bad guy, and that's unfair. That's crazily unfair. So none of it's good. None of it looks good for the troll.
I don't know. Do you think he was, I mean, he would be the likely candidate for that. And I didn't even know it was a thing. Doxing?
Doxing. It means documents. I didn't know what it meant either, but I've been told.
But what happened to Bro Sanchez? That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was terrible. Where you go on his chat, you take over the channel, you show porn on it, and boom, that's it. I mean, let's be fair here. You didn't have to show porn. You could have done the same thing by showing NFL stuff.
The thing is that doing it in general is bad. Taking over somebody's channel is like it's like a home invasion. If somebody came in here and kicked me out of this chair and started doing my show, it's really the same thing. I know it's virtual and we're not in the same place. All of us, those in chat watching this later, you and I, but it's immoral. It's wrong.
Oh, it's wrong.
If you've got a point to make, as Tim Osman has supposedly said he does, about the fact that Flat Earth is distracting from 9/11 truth, and that we're leading people down the garden path, and we're polluting children's minds with the Flat Earth information, there are other ways other than knocking people off their chairs, elbowing them out of the way, and taking over their channel, and then showing porn. Many other ways, like do shows on 9/11, attend protests.
Is that his big thing? Is he doesn't want 9/11 to be forgotten? Is
that's supposedly what it is, but I think it's beyond that, and I don't know if any.
Look, I'm not telling people to get away from 9/11. I still will. Anyone asks me about 9/11, I'll bring it up. Sure,
it's all part of the same thing. It's all part of the fact we've been lied to about everything.
Yeah.
So
I don't think anyone's going to be forgetting about 9/11 anytime soon. If you have any doubts about that, go to an airport.
I've talked about 9/11 with random people probably once a week. It just comes up because people are still. No one's forgotten about it.
No.
Let's see what else is here. Nora No One's Flower says Isa Mahalski 77 said that we should claim tortious interference of contract from YouTube pertaining to having somebody have the ability to take over your Hangouts. That is a flaw. I mean, the person who's taking over Hangouts and sniping, they're doing a bad thing. But the fact that YouTube doesn't change whatever it is that they've done to make this hole in it is
there's a loophole there, and that is you could have, who's to say that if I didn't want to get some attention, I could pretend to have somebody take over my channel and then say it wasn't me, it was the one-armed man. And as soon as you do that, once you get away with that, then everybody's going to do it. It's an exploit. You can't. Unfortunately, I get their stance on it. I totally do. It's mean.
I don't know if YouTube has a stance. I think YouTube is this entity that's faceless and nameless. If you're a content provider on YouTube and you try to write them about something and let them know, using their forms, filling it out perfectly, it's not like talking to a real person.
I got it. So, I mean, but the rules, look, terms, we all know, we've all heard the phrase terms of service, and that has not changed anywhere, which is, look, if you break the terms of service, you break the terms of service. And you can say, well, it wasn't me, again, the one-armed man. And then they'll come back and say, you know how this plays out. They'll come back and say, well, you let your security guard down. You shared your screen. You might as well have just given them your password. And that's it. No different than if you left your password on your screen, someone took over your email address and did a mass spam blast, and then your email account was destroyed because of that from your provider. That's also happened. It happens. People, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I get it. But anyway, I'm sorry for Bro Sanchez. And I hope he gets...
for every single person who's had their hangout sniped. Every
single
but
person. I mean, Bros was a little more severe.
Bob at Globebusters.
Yeah.
I think Validation Boy. Many people.
Bob was one of the few times I listened to him when that happened. His blood pressure was starting to go up. That was fun to listen to.
Well, it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's just completely wrong.
Yeah.
Let's see. Live chat's buzzing along, and I'm sorry if I missed your comment earlier, but that's how it goes. Okay, so shall we read emails, or is there something that you've got on your mind that you want to discuss?
My unwavering hatred towards Eskimos.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were called on the carpet for saying that on your Strange World show last night. And as a bit of a backstory, it was at one point, Mark was using Eskimos as an analogy.
Trying to tell people that attacking demographics makes no sense, especially if
slamming people that are Jews, saying all Jews are bad.
Take your pick. Jewish people, black people, women. Take your pick. Going after
Jewish black woman. I mean, my God, your life.
Well, it's like being a 400-pound redheaded Chinese man. It's just never going to work. But
I'm just picturing that right now, and don't want to.
The problem is that you can't. Picking on a demographic accomplishes nothing in the long run. And if you got your way, would you stop there? No, you just find something else. It has nothing to do with the demographic. It has to do with you.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, exactly. The wise young woman said that. And I don't know if there's any resolution to it, but what I came up with was my hatred. I give a simple example, and I picked the smallest demographic I could even think of in our civilization, which is Eskimos, which is again is a ripoff of the Simpsons joke where Homer tells Lisa, because Lisa, vampires aren't real. They're make-believe, like elves, gremlins, and Eskimos. Because nobody's ever seen an Eskimo. We've seen pictures and stuff. But anyway, my point is that my hatred of Eskimos have anything to do with the flat earth? No, it doesn't. Does it benefit the flat earth in any way? Should I be making videos on this? No, I shouldn't. So whatever bias you've got in your heart, bury it for a while. Kind of like what I've said. You and I have talked about this. Kind of like the Eric thing, where I've said several times, like, look, if you make it from point A to Z, and you can actually make it to the flat Earth conclusion, and you still want to wipe out a demographic, hey, go nuts. Because at that point, you're a lost cause.
You're not awake.
No, you're not. You're not truly awake. You're not truly embracing what the message is about.
Now, that doesn't mean that there are not Zionists who are doing incredibly horrible things, or pick any demographic, redheads, maybe. Right. Too. But kill them all, or I guess kill is a harsh word. Get rid of them all, silence them all. That's ridiculous, because there's not any. It would be like, I grew up in a family of 3 children. I'm the oldest. If my mother, I'm just making up a story here. If my mother came home and found a broken vase, she wouldn't punish all 3 of us. She would find out who broke the vase.
Right.
Just going around and getting one group, which would be 3 siblings, and punishing them all for what one has done doesn't make any sense at all. Find the individual people who are doing the bad things from whatever group they are in, right, and let's work on them. And let's leave the people that are good and that are trying to seek truth just as much as we are alone. Yeah, there's a lot of bad going on in the world, but don't become part of it.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. Let's start talking nicely about Alex Jones now. Okay, and here's why.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Where are you going with this one?
Well, it was a good transition, though, right?
That was nice.
Yeah. This is an email that I've received from Jack Frost, and this email came at the end of April. I've just got so many emails backlog. He writes, "Dear Mark and Patricia, this is okay to read on air." Love that. Love it written right in the beginning so that we know. I want to share a thought with you and everyone, not only in the Flat Earth community, but also in the truth community. I agree with several of the commenters in Mark Sargent's latest Alex Jones video. So, take this back to end of April, okay? Here we are in mid-May. We should support Alex and not criticize or condemn him. And then Jack Frost poses the question, did we dodge a bullet with Alex Jones avoiding flat Earth? Maybe or maybe not. The bigger question is not whether we dodged a bullet, but what is our end game? Jack Frost writes, when I first started looking into flat Earth in late 2015, I thought it was literally the cutting edge of the truth movement, and it still is. It pushes the envelope so far that most people can't handle it. There's something divine in the inspiration to follow the flat Earth awakening. When accepting the validity of the flat Earth model, most people undergo a full mental, emotional, and physical transformation when they come out of it 1 or 2 weeks later. Some can't handle it and drop it like a hot potato and go back to their blue-pilled global Earth. Those who stay in the flat Earth camp find themselves often isolated and ridiculed by society at large, but yet they stay because of the inner drive to insist on the disclosure of the truth. Jack Frost continues to write in this email, what is our end game? We simply want the truth. We want to expose NASA and all its lies. We want to know where all the NASA money is going. We want to know how far up we've really gone. We want to know if there's a barrier. Did we really go through it or not? Is there non-human life up there? Why all the secrecy? Humanity deserves the truth. He continues. Now that we all know full well that all our governments lie to us on a routine basis and they've lost all credibility, and that is the impetus for the truth movement. But it's hard to know exactly when the truth movement started. Some can trace it back to the book None Dare Call It a Conspiracy, written back in 1971 by Gary Allen. However, Jack Frost writes, I think most people, including myself, believe the biggest impetus came from 9/11 truth. The massive fraud at the cost of an enormous death toll that was foisted upon America and the whole world needed to be re-examined. We found the official story had several cracks, and the hive mind, like Mark says, started scrutinizing the details, not the least of which is the time-date software program that led to the catastrophically premature broadcast of the falling of Building 7. Jack Frost continues. Alex Jones is one figure that not only predicted 9/11, but also consistently and repeatedly excoriated the government and mainstream media in hopes to draw attention to the massive fraud that was perpetuated here. If this was the only thing he's done, it would be sufficient for him to go down in history as a great American patriot. But Alex didn't stop there. He's been a vocal and powerful advocate for humanity in his attempts to raise awareness about the dangers of fluoride, GMOs, vaccines, electromagnetic radiation, cellular and Wi-Fi, and many, many other things. He's exposed government spying many years before Edward Snowden. He's exposed the Federal Reserve, special interest, and globalism for the plagues they are in our society. On what basis do we vilify him? Is it that you don't like his loud, abrasive rants? Or I'll add, if you believe he's Bill Hicks. Is it that you do not agree with all his ideas? Is he perfect? Of course not, says Jack Frost. Do I agree with everything he says? Certainly not. But one thing I know is that Alex Jones is largely responsible for my awakening, meaning the writer of this emails, Jack Frost, and a shift in consciousness. A literal transformation from a Borg component of the sheeple to a thinking, feeling, caring human being, now fully understanding why the news never made sense to me and how the shadow or secret structures behind the farce of our government are where the real decisions are being made, and also why this whole corrupt governmental infrastructure must be gutted and renovated from the top down if humanity is to have any hope for a peaceful and prosperous future. If you still want to demonize him, go ahead. And know this, though. Alex Jones has a soul and a conscience, and he uses them on a daily basis, promoting truth and liberty. So, in some ways, I tend to agree with what Jack Frost has said in this email. And I don't know what our live chat thinks. I know that prior to waking up to Flat Earth, I was looking at all sorts of other things. And I did listen to Alex Jones, and I did learn a lot from Alex Jones. I could see Alex Jones is an entertainer, and the bombastic way he speaks and the pounding on the table is ridiculousness to get attention. But I could also see that there was truth there. I listened, learned, and then went forward. Kind of like you go to kindergarten in America, and then you go to elementary school or intermediate school, and then middle school, depending on where you live, and then high school, then you graduate, and potentially you go to college or get a job. steps you take in your education. I see Alex Jones as a step. And I don't know if I'd be here today if it weren't for Alex Jones. Do I listen to Alex Jones now? No. I got my degree from listening to Alex Jones and moved forward with my education. Vilifying him, I don't think is a great idea. So I'm kind of down with what Jack Frost has to say. What say you, Mark Sargent?
I never really listened to Alex Jones. I mean, I never went through that phase in the conspiracy thing, but I will say this, because this has, if for those who haven't kind of picked up the backstory on this, it's tied to Alex Jones coming out in court when he was trying to get sole custody and ended up losing of his 3 children, of saying that the character that he plays on his show is actually a character. So for me, it comes down to this. If he wants to keep doing the truth thing, hey, fine, great, wonderful. But the desk pounding stuff, it's meaningless now, because he's come out and said the whole desk pounding, I'm getting my blood pressure up, I'm going to spin into another dimension. That whole thing is a complete act. So now that you actually said in a notarized document, which you can frame, you know, lawyers involved in the whole 9 yards. Now that he's done that, you got to change it. Plain and simple. If I won't take him seriously again if he keeps doing that. I haven't watched his show recently, but if he keeps doing the whole my blood pressure's up thing, it means nothing to me. I'm not vilifying him. I'm just saying, look, once you came out and you said it, that it's an act, you've got to rebuild part of your credibility by changing the routine. Right, and if that means you lose some of your listeners, then that's fine. But of course, I'm sorry. I'm kind of biased against him anyway, because they wouldn't do a Flat Earth show. Even this year, you know, they did everything they could to make sure that Alex was not in the room with someone who would talk about Flat Earth. They did the dinner. They made sure his co-host did the Eddie Bravo thing. Eddie Bravo was him, and you could tell that Alex had wanted nothing to do with it. So he wanted to stay away from Flat Earth. But again, now that he's doing his, I don't hate the man, but look, you confessed, so you got to change it. You can't confess and then come back and keep doing it that way.
Yeah,
can you?
I agree with that. And what he meant was acting, I don't think, is his beliefs about geopolitics. It's about his screaming and ranting and, you know, yeah,
I mean, you don't need that. You know me, what you see is what you get. You know, I'm not going to be a dancing puppet changing personalities just to get ratings. Right. It's about the information. And I know it was a hook and it worked. And for God's sake, Joe Rogan idolized him because of that. He loved the rants that Alex would go on.
Well, I mean, I guess it's entertaining. It turned me off originally because I'm just not into hearing grown men scream.
Exactly. I don't, the blustery, falsified outrage. Never did anything.
Falsified outrage, exactly. Don't like that. But I learned a lot from him a long time ago. And for that, I'm grateful. I've learned a lot from, believe it or not, the channel Dabu7. I'm no longer a subscriber to Dabu7, but I did learn some. I filtered it myself. I've been given an intellect. We all have. And you have to, filter things, use your mind, and take the good from it. And then as thinking of our life as a learning experience, a giant school, learn from it, take the good, and move forward.
Look, let me close out that topic if I can with one final note here, and this will kind of put it in perspective for you. I just thought of it. When Eric Dubay was on the Bravo podcast, hadn't Alex been, and remember he was doing that whole impression of Alex Jones at one point, doing the whole thing. Eric would have never done that if Alex wasn't, if the material wasn't there that he could base it off of.
True, but then again, Eric likes to make fun of people.
Well, yeah, but without that, there was nothing to go on.
He would have made fun of whomever, fill in the blank.
I know. He made fun of me, and what are you going to do with me?
Yeah, but...
Oh, nice guy. Yeah, but...
And with me, welcome, and then showing some
Exactly. I like using conjunctions. I do.
Hey, nothing wrong with it. So there you go. I'm not an Alex Jones fan. I'm not saying we all should listen to Alex Jones. I'm just saying, person I learn from. As I sail farther away, I wave from the boat as I go on to Alex Jones, and he's becoming smaller and smaller and soon will disappear from my consciousness. But other people are waking up and they're listening to Alex now. Tomorrow, they could be listening to ODD or IPS or Globebusters. So.
I will say this, if again I don't want to drag this out. If the Alex Jones show contacted me now, I would decline now. Mostly because of what happened with Eddie Bravo, because I think how they treated him was bad. I mean, look, they put the videos up and then they ripped them down, and you almost immediately like, oh no, we're getting negative comments. The trolls got to them. Do not let the trolls get to you. They pulled down the videos because of the negative comments. Anyway, let's move on to something else.
I did see a really good comment from ODD. And of course, I can't find it now because the chat was moving so fast. Basically, it sort of summed up what we were just talking about. I'm going to try one more moment to see if I can find it. It was a good point. And IPS was saying, good point. Here it is. ODD Reality says, I've learned that there's no need to hate on anyone. Just outshine them with your own message.
There you go.
I do want to say I've got the super chat enabled, and any money I receive from super chat, I will give to somebody else on their super chat, somebody that I like. So thank you to Delta9 who donated to the super chat, and someone else did as well. I have to scroll up and say hello. Terry Elrod. Hey, Terry. He says, keep up the great work and keep it fun. All in chat included. Yeah, that's awesome. So that's my vow for super chat. I don't have super chat enabled to make money off flat earth. I'll be giving $3.33 or $6.66 just for fun to others, and then maybe they'll pay it forward to somebody else.
Cool.
So anyway, so hello to all. We've got Joy4118 who's in here, as well as Stock Jockey and Awakened Mind and Road FFM and Flat Still Earth. Vlad is there. Flat Still Earth was making a good point the other day when he was in a hangout and saying that he just might as well make cat videos because it's the most popular thing out there. So it really is. Think about it. I mean, go look at any cat video maker who makes cat videos as their channel and how many hits they've got. I love cats, but maybe we could come up with a Flat Earth cat video channel where it's just like those cat video channels, but there's a subtle Flat Earth Easter eggs thrown in there.
Or you could just be blatant about it and make Flat Earth clickbait. Actual, we've been accused of it, but actually make Flat Earth clickbait, where you do, the best way to make a cake, and Flat Earth,
It's a good idea.
It's a Flat Earth video, but the title and the graphic shows some happy person in the kitchen baking a cake. Just make that for any topic you want.
Nathan Oakley in the chat says that ODD is now on Spotify. So
cool.
Isn't that great?
It is great.
It is great. All the things that Flat Earthers have done. Oh, Alejandro Rubio, thanks for the $5 in the super chat. Thank you. And all the things that Flat Earthers have done, putting together music and books and such. I mean, we had Persian Scribe who's written a book. It's not essentially Flat Earth, but it has a Flat Earth element to it. I think it's just, hey, it all adds to what all of the creative people who are here are doing. And the art show that IPS is coming out with, I think in July, all month long. The person who co-opted my logo, who's in this live chat now, called Totally the Real Patricia Steere, is supposedly changing their icon to a CGI cat. So, but the name is the problem. Totally the Real Patricia Steere is not a good name, but Totally Real CGI Cats, change your channel to that, and I'll subscribe.
Quick message for DITRH if he's listening. I just did a quick stats check, and Flat Earth sorted by upload date finally hit 17 million. We were joking about that the other day, saying they kept us at 16.9 for weeks. Didn't matter how many.
They? Who's the they?
Whoever was capping our numbers and whoever was stat squishing the general search. They changed.
This is real. This isn't just our paranoia.
What are you kidding? I did a video thing on it. We lost millions of search results in a 24-hour period.
You know, Nathan Oakley was looking into something that Chippy the Chipmunk did on a recent video, where he was looking for his own videos and why or how they would show up.
Not showing up in the search engine.
Right, not showing up. And he was looking at, and while he was doing it, he was scrolling through other people's videos and was seeing various people, including you and others, not showing up where that they should show up. So there is something to this. But I want to know who the they is. Do they meet in a boardroom that's very modern and there's one guy who's evil with a raised eyebrow petting a cat? I mean, who are these theys?
They exist. That's no question. But the theys that control the YouTube side of things, no, they probably meet in just a regular office.
Probably like a Subway sandwich shop. Split.
I mean, you can do stuff to massage your numbers, no question. Like Ephesians 6:12. Who is that?
Well, they pay to be at a top spot. I think you can pay extra.
Oh yeah, you can, and they've been up there for quite some time now, and they're getting some hits. What I think is also interesting, though, is who is now always in the top 10 of just general flat Earth searches? Joe Rogan. With that interview that he did with Eddie Bravo, the most recent one 4 weeks ago. It's going to break. It'll probably, what day is it now? It's probably going to break 1 million hits in 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, that's good. It's making people wake up to flat Earth, you know?
Yeah. It's his fan page, which was one of his smaller pages. People don't understand. He has a massive internet presence.
So one of the biggest flat earthers is really Joe Rogan when it comes right down to it.
He is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's got 4 channels, combined subscribers of millions. And again, he's got a massive internet, considering he is, what would he be, like a C actor? C, probably not B.
Yeah, maybe.
He was a solid B actor when he was doing news radio, and he hasn't really been doing television that much lately. But considering where he is in the Hollywood hierarchy, he's got a massive internet.
Not by actor as much as personality is what you mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks to IPS for donating $2 to the super chat, and he writes, "The creator is too big for any one religion / book." So, you know, I call it the creator, and many people are saying, why aren't you calling it God, Jesus? The thing is that I don't know. It's in my heart. So, he's a comedian, though, Joe Rogan, supposedly. You know?
Well, he's been quite a few things.
He's not very funny.
He's got his moments. He got a Netflix gig recently.
Robot Plague says he's not a very good comedian. Hello to Helio Skeptic and Shanna Honea and Flat Out Elected. Rand is here. And Nora No One's Flower says she suspects Joe Rogan of clickbaiting. So,
well, he's not okay. It's not dumb. He's realized it doesn't take a genius. We've all seen this in the YouTube world. If you make a flat Earth video, if you're looking for hits and you make a legitimate flat Earth video, you're going to get hits. And I have seen this with interviews that I've done. I've seen this with other people that produce videos. The perfect example would be the St. Marie's Annex I told you about. They only average between, 3 digits, 100, 200, 300. They put Darren Nesbitt. He comes in for a flat Earth thing. It's clocking in at 700,000 hits. I mean, it's a monstrous increase. And whenever you see those numbers increase, you're gonna get a lot more of it. Joe Rogan, not dumb. His producers probably said, "Dude, you've got way more hits coming in. Every time you even bring up flat Earth, our comment boards just light up." Remember the Dubai interview that I did?
Yes, that was good.
The reason they contacted me was when they brought it up the day before, their boards just lit up like a Christmas tree.
And for sure, they're looking into flat Earth now, some of their audience, as well as the people that were on the show. And if you didn't catch that one, it's on Mark's channel. Danny and B Flat, who I said earlier, I'd met at my flat Earth mixer last April, which was here in Houston, Texas for Earth Day. So Danny says, Ephesians 6:12, who you mentioned earlier, is one of the best channels on YouTube for flat Earth and Christianity. So Stock Jockey says, cats on flat Earth can only push stuff to the Antarctic wall.
Nice.
It's true.
That's sort of a takeoff on that meme. If the earth was flat, then cats would have knocked everything off of it by now. Yeah.
I believe I've been sent that meme 100 times on Facebook. It's just on my page over and over and over again.
There's a graphic on it now too.
Oh, wow, cool.
Little cat on top of a flat earth map knocking something off.
We've got Scout Fighter here and Libertarian as well. All is one now. FPV Angel. Elspeth Awake says, yay, I made it to the show this week. Thank you for being here. There's somebody else I want to talk to or talk about, and that'll pop into my head in a moment. Hey to Turquoise Dragon as well. And people are sharing videos with each other in the live chat, which is cool. Flat Still Earth Vlad says, tell Mark I said hello. I was on a hangout with him earlier today. So
yes, he was.
You were on with the.
I was. I popped in. Well, I got some new equipment and I wanted to test it out. And these guys were doing a hangout. I was like, yeah, Mark, come in. It's like, totally. Let's do it.
I want to say hello to Seven Raven. Why am I? And the name is in and out of my head. Seven Raven Wolf. Is that it? No, that can't be it. I'll have to look it up.
Raven Crest?
No. Don't confuse me. Falcon Crest. Seven Raven Wolf. Wow, my mind gone. Every show one time, just complete blank.
Ravenwood.
No, stop. Anyway.
Raven Steel.
That sounds like a fake radio DJ's name. Hi, my name is Raven Steel. Welcome to the show. We've got the top 20 countdown of your favorite hits. We start with number 20. Okay. That would be a count up. Seven Raven Wolf. All right. She's a member of the 3 Cat Club. It's a couple other people are as well. I've got 3 cats. So 3 Cat Club. If anybody's a member of the 3 Cat Club, let me know. And we're gonna really start a club called the 3 Cat Club.
Wow.
Yeah, why not? And Seven Raven doesn't get to listen live and wanted me to say hi. So
Ravenbeard.
Cracking the Globe is here. Ridgeview says, good radio voice, Patricia. NorCal Waters, Caleb is here as well. And AKA Surf Styley says, greetings. Rebel, Yvette says, I sent that cat meme to Patricia last week. I'm so behind the times. How embarrassing. She still laughed because she's gracious. I love it. Oh, we've got another super chat that just popped up from Authentic Intent. It says, I hope you know in your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord before you perish from this earth. Emily Suzanne says, I have 2 cats. By the way, thank you for that $5. It's very nice of you. And I'm, like I said, I'm giving all my super chat money back. I'm recycling it. So Nathan Oakley says, I have 3 cats. Oh my God, this is horrible.
All right, enough with the cat counting.
He says, I have 3 cats. I have some Chinese friends over and one cat won't feed them all.
That's horrible.
Nathan,
that's
you're not doing yourself any favors. Remember that new leaf you turned over?
It's an awful joke.
And he's just doing it to joke. He doesn't really feel that way. Other people, Fire Goggle says 3 cats. Everyone's talking about their cats.
All right. Come on, guys, you're killing me.
All right, back to flat Earth stuff.
Yes, please.
All right, let's do it. Got some more emails here.
Okay.
Probably not as long as Jack Frost's really good email, but it did give us food for thought for 2.
Thank you, Jack, for I got the similar email, if not the same one.
This is from the end of April. Daniel Brennan writes, greetings from Chicago. Found you, Patricia, and Mark Sargent via Rob Skiba, who I heard on Freeman Fly, and so it goes. That is how it goes. It's leapfrog. One thing leads to another. So just remember, when you are a content provider, even if you're talking, not that Freeman was talking negatively, but if you're a content provider and talk negatively about another flat earther, it's going to make other people go to that flat earther's channel and check them out, and they might stay and like stuff there. And talking positively about somebody who's in this truth world, it will get people to go to that other channel. So, keep that in mind. Anyway, this person who's Daniel Brennan says, new listener, says, I'm new to flat earth, but wide open-minded to all aspects. Mark Sargent and yourself are a fun duo, and the audio is excellent. Thanks. Love to have coffee with you if I ever make it to New Orleans again. I don't live in New Orleans anymore, but
people ask me, it's like, oh, I want to hook up in Boulder. It's like, no, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. But so thank you for that. Shane O'Malley writes Lost in Space as his subject. I used to love that show, by the way. Just saw something the other night on our local news in Australia from NASA and the SIS space station. I think what's the SIS space station?
ISS, he typed it wrong.
Oh, like, is it a sister version? Sis?
No.
I'm like, what?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Here comes a tangent, but I'll get back to this. I was sent a meme by DITRH, which showed fake Mars with the fake rover on it, the red planet. And it showed a ISIS guy, with the black cloak over his face. Mm-hmm. And, just showing fakery and fakery. And I said that somebody should make a meme with a member of ISIS on the ISS so we can also have fake on fake.
Yeah.
Somebody needs.
By the way, what happened to that whole thing? Remember those videos that came out?
Everything else gone.
Just went away.
Beheadings gone. They just try this fake stuff for a little while. Diseases, vaccinations. They see if it, and then it's
social media. The thing is, they can check immediately. It's like, it's not working. Mm-hmm. No one was buying it.
And remember that thing? What color is the dress that came out a couple of years ago? Was it black and blue or white and gold? And it created a huge stir on social media. Yeah. It makes you wonder what that was all about. And I think it's because they're checking us, tracking us, seeing how
they can check the vision perception thing.
Yeah, but they're just checking more than what the title of What Color is the Dress is about. They're seeing how many people are responding, what's the time frame, where are the responses coming from, and that's what they do with all of these hoax events too.
Sure.
They try them out, see if it takes. What is it? Throw it against the wall and see if it sticks. It's basically just that. Anyway, back to Lost in Space. And last night, local news, Australia, NASA, the ISS space station. Shane writes, I think it is lost in fictional space somewhere. Peggy Whitson breaks record, 534 days in space, or was it their fishbowl? Shane writes, I grew up in the 60s, and this is a big deal to me. No longer a believer of NASA lies. I also saw something on the internet from the 50s, and they were using a C-119 modified cargo plane to retrieve launched helium balloons, which had various instruments on them, which became satellites, obviously. They were launched from the base in Antarctica, and they also showed documentation listing launches by Sweden, nearly 500 Myres space station sections when they were launched, supposedly. It went on to talk about the U-25 reconnaissance aircraft, which is supposedly now set up as a satellite, and they have 33 in total, with 10 always in the air, flying above 70,000 feet. And they cost $1.588 billion each, according to the claim.
Not billion.
Well, I'm just reading what's written here.
All right.
And that was supposedly back in the
million,
50s or something. Anyway, Shane O'Malley, McLaren Vale, South Australia, just said he wanted to just contribute a little bit to everything that we're discussing. So I do appreciate it. And if you want to write, please do at Miss Steere, Steere @gmail.com, or you can write Mark at msargent23@comcast.net.
When you read your name phonetically, your email address, it comes out as mystery.
I know, isn't that cool?
That is cool.
I had that Miss Steere a long time ago. That was my first email address and just kept it. Nice. But of course, then when you're in Flat Earth and you've got mystery as your name, it creates people thinking, oh, it's a fake name. I mean, is a woman going to name herself after a castrated bull on purpose? No, thank you.
No, but the agency might just have fun.
Yeah, that's true. At my expense. What else? Wasn't there an astronaut that spent time in space and it was like 666?
Yeah, it was a woman. 666 days before she came down. And the new mainstream news was big on making sure that they she spent 666.
I mean, let's be real here. Who spends 666? I mean, everyone knows, whether you're conspiracy buff or not.
Oh, everyone knows that number.
Why wouldn't they just let her, if it's real, stay one more day or one less day? It's just ridiculous.
I know. Or not stay one less day, or just make up the number. 665, 667.
There's no reason for anybody
regardless of what day you come back.
for that long.
I mean, there's similar to why there's no 13th floor button on many buildings and elevators.
Are you superstitious about anything like that?
I'm superstitious about a lot of stuff.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I am. I'll have to. I have a black cat, and she crosses my path quite a lot.
Oh, I mean, do I follow stuff? Like, do I walk under ladders?
Right. Pinch of salt over your shoulder.
Broken mirror.
Right.
Oh, what was that line from Stephen Wright? I broke a mirror. I'm supposed to get 7 years bad luck, but my lawyer thinks he can get me 5.
I love
brilliant.
Him.
I know.
But a while ago, I used to love him when the comedian Stephen Wright was out originally quite a long time ago because of that dry deadpan delivery and very funny. But I listened to some of his stuff on YouTube now, and I found myself not laughing until tears came out of my eyes. I think that humor sometimes it has a shelf life. It just, it does, you know?
Yeah.
You agree with that? But
I agree. I mean, some of the stuff that's out there are classics, but yeah, comedy it's tough because the gold was mined out of it years ago with the great comedians.
Well, you've said that about our world in general, that the gold's mined out of it, and we don't mean the real gold.
No, the creativity.
The creativity's come to a standstill, and that's why so much recycling is occurring.
Yeah, the creativity mining it's over. It's been over for years.
Well, do you think that's why all of a sudden within the truth community that everybody being transgendered is the thing? That they have to come up with something else to spur the imagination, and that's because you know that people are transgendered, or they've decided to take it upon themselves to cut off parts and call themselves the other sex.
We have run out of novelty,
right?
When it comes to media in general. I mean, the mainstream media has fragmented, and there's target demographics now which you couldn't have never pulled off 15, 20 years ago. Never pulled them off, and now they have to have a necessity to where what's there left, which is why it's driving me insane that no one has latched onto flat Earth from a media standpoint yet, because why not? There's so much crap out there. This stuff is actually pretty good. This stuff is actually legitimately interesting.
I thought of a really great movie, and here it is. For any of you out there, take this idea and run with it, because I don't know how to write a movie script, nor direct or any of those things. A show about flat Earth, and you could just call it the Flat Earth or whatever name you want.
Flat Earthers, seriously.
Yeah, well, open it up, a show or a TV show or a movie, miniseries, whatever, and just open with the skylines of various parts. Don't say what you're trying to show. Just open up with skyline shots, one after the other of the flat Earth in different cities over different oceans, and then zoom in on that city and visit with the people there who are flat earthers, and see what they're doing, see how they interact, and even getting involved with people's interpersonal relationships. If it were a movie or if it was a factual reality show, you know, experiments, and follow them, have a camera in Jaren's house with he and Miss as they do another episode of Raw on TFR. So whether it's going to be fictional or real, what a fantastic idea for a program on. Even if it was a movie, most people would just see it as an entertaining movie, sci-fi, but it would be so entertaining. If I came across, way before Flat Earth, a sci-fi show about the Earth being flat, it would be the best sci-fi show ever. But the thing is that it's reality, and we're living it now.
You know my take on the reality show side of things, whereas, look, it's so polarizing. The ratings would be through the roof. And there would be tons of people that would hate it on both, or, you know, they would be on both sides of it, love and hate, and it writes itself. You can't ignore it. You can't. I've said this time and time again. Whether you love flat Earth or you hate flat Earth, you can't ignore it. It is there. You have to resolve it in your head, one way or the other. And somebody's got to jump on this thing.
It seems like it's going to happen. Jerry Cthulhu, I hope I'm saying that right, who's in our chat, has done he's going to be doing some kind of video, and I'm not sure what it's going to be exactly, but it does have an opening that's showing the flatness in different areas, and it's really cool. And it's on his channel. His last name, CTHULHU, and he's got a Clockwork Orange the guy with his eyes pried open is his icon. And he writes, they've got one that is halfway there called Ascension. So
yes. I've got a quick tip for any producers on a budget, and that is whoever does this first, it's almost a guaranteed winner, which is you show up to the conference coming up in the fall. You let those cameras run nonstop for 2 days straight, 3 if you show up early. And at the end, you chop it all up, turn it into a documentary, throw it into Sundance. It'll win awards. I can almost guarantee it. It'll write itself. And so whoever's the first one to do that, multiple people should be doing this. Seriously, there should be cameras running nonstop at this thing.
It's all happening now in our lifetime. And in the future, people will read about this, that what all of us are doing right now, all of us in the chat, watching later, you, me, all of us, no one's higher level than the other. We're all level, and we're all doing this together. This is history being made, people. Isn't that great?
Agreed.
We've got Robbie D of Celebrate Truth, who's just joined. And hello. So many different people keep coming in and out. Hello to Mulish as well, and Road FFM. And Jibby Jedi is here as well. Jerry says his last name is pronounced Cthulhu. So
Cthulhu.
Wait,
Wesley, isn't that a monster in a
Cthulhu
game?
Monster?
Cthulhu. I know that name.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Seriously, I think I played it in Warcraft.
Really? Wesley Stays Flat Earth News is here. And he says, higher level in the other world, Mark. You talked me into it. I don't know what that means. Is it code? Or is it just Wesley Stays?
It could be just Wesley. Wesley, you're going to have to be a little more specific.
Elspeth Awake says, Sundance is only a couple months after the conference.
Yeah. Seriously, somebody's going to make a freaking killing on this, and it'll be so easy to show up at the conference, and you don't even have to tell anybody you're making it. You just record it. You don't have to tell anybody. It all comes down to the editing, though.
GB Jedi says that Cthulhu is a monster. That you're right.
Yeah, Cthulhu is a monster.
And a popular TV movie host called Hulu. So I think I lost the point of that, but Zulu One is in our chat as well. Now, Ginger Sugarbush is saying there's a totally the real Eric Dubé in the chat now. Really?
That totally isn't him.
Yeah, if he was in my chat, it's totally not him, unless he's
wearing a dress. Who knows? He would never tell anybody. He'd be in a chat room, but you'd never see him.
He wouldn't bother here because,
probably
in
wouldn't.
His mind, this is a complete and utter waste of time, but not in mine or yours, and no one who's watching it now. Because the Flat Earth truth is so engaging, so many different kinds of people are attracted to it. That's why there's so many different kinds of channels, and it's unlimited, the types of channels that we've got, and more coming out every single day, and more interesting people coming every day into live chats in these shows, and we're all doing it our way. And I did it my way.
Did you see that channel? That channel that came out today, Secular Talk?
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, they did they've got 485,000 subscribers, and they did a thing on awkwardness, snob effect, persistence, soreness, flat earth, and drinking. And I skipped through it. It took a couple hours, or no, not a couple hours, like at least 70 minutes before I finally got to the flat earth part. But they dealt with it, same old questions like, how does that work? How does that, they just asked a lot of questions on air. What's below it? What's above it? What's this? How does that happen?
Why do people want to know what's below the flat earth? That's one of the top questions. Why?
Because because the human mind wants to enclose things.
Okay,
they want to figure out the boundaries.
Now, and I don't know. I mean, I know there's dirt underneath, but I've never moved the foundation aside to look and see what's under there. I mean, it doesn't.
Well, yeah, but that's because you have a pretty good idea what's down there.
That's true.
If you didn't know, people are suckers for a mystery. And when it comes to a new concept like this, they want to know everything about it. That's the first thing they do is like, oh, the Stanton Friedman thing. Or that was his first question. Well, how does that work? Basically, how does it look? What does it look like? That's the number one question I get. What does, if they can't get it right away, what does the flat earth look like?
Look at different things on a globe, okay? At how Florida as a sort of peninsula shape is pulled downward. Yep. Then think of something tilted on its axis and then spinning. Would bodies of land be pulled downward like that on a spinning tilted ball.
Oh, no. And you and I've kind of discussed that. And some listener showed that to me. He goes, you want to see something interesting? He goes, take a Mercator map and flip it upside down.
You know who's done that recently? I think it was Chippy the Chipmunk. He reposted an old video where he was discussing doing something.
Oh, was that him? Was he the guy that originally did that a while ago?
I'm not sure, but I think it might be. He speaks in the voice of what you would think a chipmunk would speak like.
Right. He uptoned it. But what's interesting is things like Florida and Italy and Norway and all the little things that the Baja Peninsula, they all point down, all of them. And statistically speaking, that's tough to do on a globe, because you'd think some of the others would be, but if you take it on a flat, when you take that same flat model and you look at those points, they don't point down, they all point out. And that's how I would expect it.
Now, why would you expect it on a flat plane for peninsulas to point out?
Because if you're doing terraforming, you're going to
pull outward from the center.
Yeah. If you're messing with the continents, however you're doing the tectonics, because remember, it was Pangea in the beginning. We all know that, where the continents were all stuck together in some of the earlier versions. And so if you're like stretching things out with whatever, we'll call it God's editing tool, you know, you're pulling stuff around, you're gonna do the same sort of thing. And like, oh, I'm gonna pull some out here, pull some out here, but they all point out. And on a globe, that should be different. They should be some should be pointing up, some should be pointing down. They shouldn't all be pointing down, whether in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere. In fact, I would think northern hemispheres would kind of be angled up. Maybe the southern hemispheres would be angled down, but Norway shouldn't be pointing down.
Jibby Jedi in the chat says that it was Zibran who turned the continents upside down, he thinks.
Was that him?
No idea. Do not know. Frank Bucicchio. Hey, Frank, am I saying your name right? Is here in the chat, so I wanted to say hi. It's a good channel. It's a good, solid guy who speaks from the heart. And I'm going to spell his last name because I'm sure I've said it wrong. It's Buquicchio. Frank. He's in the live chat.
I'm not going to remember
that. Sub his channel. Click on the link in the chat and give him a sub.
But then again, it took me a month to remember Michio Kaku's name.
Yeah, it's a hard one to just remember, and then you catch it.
Kind of like azimuthal equidistant.
That's hard to say too. I mean, also Aristophanes.
Sometimes
it's hard to say that.
I'm just now getting used to Aristophanes.
Let's
because you want to say Aristotle.
Pangea is also scientism, according to Jerry Cthulhu. Gosh, I hope I said it right.
And Pangea was also an animated series put on by MTV years ago.
And Pangea, according to Diva Dante, is a fallacy. So.
And I don't have any more Pangea references.
Neither do I. So we'll move on.
The point is there was a supercontinent. The thing that you always thought when you looked at the map on the blackboard and you wondered, hey, South America looks like it fit into the to the armpit of Africa, and yeah, it does. Absolutely, it does.
Let's see. We've got Nathan Oakley 1980 who's saying go and comment on Chippy's videos. He's having a tough time getting exposure. So it's Chippy the Chipmunk. So give him a sub.
Have Chippy make a video saying I love flat Earth and why.
He has made a ton of good videos.
No,
but because of the way the metrics are, some videos just never see the light of day. It's happened to all of us. Bling Bling, the BSS of the ISS, is saying cow's milk with making a green, sickening face. Okdina is saying I drink coconut or almond milk. Our show often goes to food.
Did we talk about that ISS? No, we didn't talk about the Mike Helmlich.
No, I got it. That's a great video.
We should mention that one.
I want to make sure I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, so I'm gonna look that up.
Helmlich?
You set the stage. I'll look it up.
Okay, so DITRH was breaking down some of the International Space Station trickery that they were doing, and one of the Flat Earth faithful, who was quite proficient in green screen technology and video making, he broke it down and he compiled a bunch of NASA's biggest blunders and ended with DITRH footage. I know DITRH got it from somebody else, but it was great. It was a great breakdown on exactly how they're doing it. And they've gotten very good with masking in post-production, definitely, but they've been trying it out live. And that is
going to do it live. We're going
to do it live. We're going to do it live. But it's problematic because of human error. And that was during the last scene, when they were talking to some Idaho school children, they realized that the monitor, that's why you put up the weatherman video. When people are going, why'd you put up the weatherman video? It's because I was looking for weatherman footage, because we've had this for years. Whereas weathermen, when they're doing the weather reports, there is no screen behind them. They're
just doing this. They're like, we will have a low pressure system.
Exactly, because they're looking at the monitor in front of them, and they can see themselves. And they've gotten really used to moving around that small screen. And so these astronauts were looking at a monitor. Well, I'm sorry. So pretend I'm the astronaut. I'm looking at a monitor over there, and I'm seeing what I'm doing. And they can actually use 3D modeling. So there's 2 different layers, and the guy was supposed to grab the hat, wasn't really there. It was a 3D rendered hat. It looked damn good, by the way. And the 3D hat was supposed to be grabbed by the guy and then put over here, and he missed it. But I don't think it was the astronaut's fault. I think he grabbed it, and the screen showed that he grabbed it and put it over there. But then the second screen, or whoever was in his ear, is going, dude, you didn't grab the hat. You didn't grab the hat. So that point, he just stopped doing anything. And
he was looking at a teleprompter type machine or some kind of thing, and he was looking at it with this look of horror on his face.
I don't think it was his fault, though. I think he thought he was grabbing
it's all of their fault for agreeing to,
but
fake things and to hurt humanity.
But if you want to say, oh, that astronaut's an idiot, I don't think it was the astronaut. I think it was the tech. Remember, the tech is only as good as the people, the developers. And something went wrong. The screen.
Think of how many people have to know about this, though. That's the thing.
Not that many.
To fake like that?
Well, you have to have a crew, sure.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I mean, a team like
get drunk and spill the beans once.
No, okay. I will use the line from, and again, I know you're not old enough to remember this movie from the 70s, but because you're what, 39?
Yeah.
Oh my ride.
Your ride, meaning the sound of the sirens outside, always seems to be happening lately there on Whitney Island.
Yeah, I know, right?
What's going on?
There's a movie called 3 Days of the Condor, and I have to mention it briefly, where Robert Redford, who worked for the CIA, and his station got wiped out because somebody made a mistake. God, damn it, come on, what time is it?
It's time. Your leg bracelet, I think the leg bracelet that you have to wear.
I haven't been low jacked in a while. So
low jacked.
So what, you've never heard that term?
Yeah, I have.
So anyway, okay, so Robert Redford was basically going to here's where, and this was back in the 70s. Robert Redford, if you guys haven't seen 3 Days of the Condor, brilliant movie. He and Faye Dunaway, some other great character actors. But he gets to the end where there was rival CIA departments, that one CIA department had actually the authority to wipe out other people. It's like, oh, these guys know too much. We got to wipe them out. So he gets to the end and he goes, well, it doesn't matter anymore. He goes, because I've given them everything. He goes, what are you talking about? And he points, and they're within a block of the New York Times. And he goes, so that's it. It's over, right? And the CIA director, as he's walking away, goes, yeah, but how do you know they'll run the story? He goes, we talked when I gave it to him. He goes, yeah, how do you know? And what he was saying was, look, just because you might spill the beans to somebody, I'm circling back to what you initially said.
Yes.
You've got to have an outlet for it. And if the media is locked down tighter than a drum, if the Associated Press is all manufactured news, I mean, you remember the Conan O'Brien series where he was the guy, his team was the one that found it. When all the local news teams were running the same freaking story, Spring still has a little bit of kick in its step,
Yes.
And that was fed through the AP. And that was down to the local news level. You can't, let's say you knew something. Let's say you worked and did CGI graphics for one of the NASA teams.
Okay.
Right? And you were tired of this, like, man, I've been watching YouTube. I want to be part of the truth movement. Okay, first off,
Or getting angry because somebody gave you somebody else a promotion, they didn't give you a promotion, or you had a relationship with your boss and they dumped you.
Which is why they do psychological profiles. They would monitor all your emails, they would look for keywords, and they would tap your phones. And if they thought even for a second that you would, they'd either they're not going to kill you, right?
Maybe you might wake up dead.
You might wake up dead. It's funny. That they'd probably just reassign you. To something else. Give you either they'll either do the carrot or the stick. It's like, you know what? We're going to send you to.
But then, what if you got sent to Zimbabwe? Okay, so fine. What if you still talked? Then do you wake up dead?
Who are you going to talk to?
Yeah, everyone. Who are you going to go crazy as flat earthers?
You even knew. I'm going to drop this name. Let's say you even knew Anderson Cooper's phone number. You hung out with him at certain bars. I'm not going to say what kind of bars. I'm just saying you hang out with him at bars. Right?
Yeah.
Even if you hung out with the guy, he still has to go to his producer to run the story. What I'm saying is the era of true journalists is over. It has been over for a long, long time. All you have now is newsreaders. So anyone that wants to run the story, you've got to run it by the producers first. Those producers have their own senior producers and so on. They've got to run it up the chain before it comes back down. You cannot grab just some sheets of paper and go on air. And it's like, this just in. Nobody does that anymore. It's all comes from the top down. So you can't. I know that debunkers that are listening to this, like, no, you can never keep a secret like this quiet. Yes, you can. You absolutely can, because all you have to do is make sure that the media is controlled. Isn't even a good enough word for it. Is completely monitored from top to bottom.
And once you do, being owned by the same couple of companies doesn't hurt.
Yes, and once that's done, what was the line from? Was it Hearst, the famous newspaper guy? He goes, if you provide me the pictures, I'll give you your war. He was talking about World War. Was it Spanish American War? Spanish American War, I think, back then. It doesn't really matter. The point is that media can do just about anything, but you can't there's no one you can tell it to anymore. Even if you knew somebody at a local station, they would have to pass it up through the affiliate program. You're not getting out. There's no outlet anymore, with the exception of what we're kind of doing here. I mean, you can, social media now is volatile enough. Yeah. If you did a Facebook post, you could get it out to a limited audience before something happened. But no, if you're working for one of those groups, plus remember, you sign disclosure agreements, you sign documents.
Right. And that's how YouTube channels can get taken down sometimes.
Yes.
Not over copyright strikes. That's a whole different thing. But if you've signed, you don't even know we all do it. We all put our signature in electronically. Or like, I agree. You scroll, you don't know what you just agreed to.
Yep.
Terms of service agreement on YouTube might say you can't talk about certain groups, even if it's because you're seeking truth.
And if you're in the military, look, I've had a bunch of friends in the military, and they all say the same things. Like, look, we sign things that basically say that it's different. It's not like your regular court of law. If we get out of line, if we do something, which is why I was so happy, for Sean McCrary and some of the other military guys, but even he didn't give away classified info.
Right.
But they basically says, if you break the rules, there is no court. We just put you, we lock you in a room and we throw away the room if we have to.
I never heard that expression, but that's pretty funny.
No, I stole it from an 80s movie.
We lock you in the room and we throw away the room.
We lock you in the room, we throw away the room. But it's not exaggeration. There's certain things that military can do. They can, the powers that be, you can do anything you want. If you sign, even if you don't sign the documents. But if you sign the documents, look, that threat is real and it's hanging over your head. So you may be doing the green screen on the ISS. It's not worth it. What does it benefit you to come clean?
And also, I think even if they might not kill you because they have some sort of unspoken thing where they can't do that, but karma, call it what you will, belief in a creator or proof, they won't. Yeah.
Well, let me throw out one more at you, and that is they could also use a whole bunch of excuses. Let's say you worked for the green screen people, right? I'm one of the supervisors above, and you come to me with this, and I say, look, or you don't even know me. I'm 2 steps above your boss. And I come to you and I say, look, I'm going to tell you something. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but this, this is not just national security. Civilization as we know it could potentially collapse. We've crunched the numbers. We've done the math. And if this gets out, there is a potential for rioting that we can't come back from. And if you put that sort of threat, and then you make it personal, it's like, do you want your mother at
your children?
Yeah. If you care for their safety at all, you don't do this. You just play by the rules. You let us handle it. We will figure out how we're going to introduce this to the public. That's the speech.
Yeah, the threat is not, it's kind of what I was just trying to say, but the threat isn't just the creator knowing or karma getting you. It's not just like, we're going to kill you, but it's everything that you hold dear potentially will be gone, not because we're going to get rid of them, but because the way things will unfold will lead to the end.
Or if you do a psychological profile on the guy, you want the 30-second version? All right. I slap down a piece of paper or a photograph on the desk. I go, see that spaceship right there? That's real. And there's like 50 of them up there. And they said, if we let this out, they're just going to blast us into a sea of molten glass.
Well, people are saying that underneath the ice in Antarctica are the Nephilim that are down there. And that recently there's been supposedly like a mile drilled in there with some kind of thing that might be associated with CERN. Richie from Boston, been watching him lately. And of course, you can always go on tangents if you watch a lot of one content provider stuff. And, it's fun and interesting, and who knows, could be true. But all of these things.
I'm just saying there's a whole
what's above and below.
There's a whole bunch of different explanations you could do, different methodologies you could use to convince people to keep quiet. And if they still, if they still don't listen after all that, well,
make the room disappear.
There you
go. We were talking earlier about Mike Helmick. It's always hard. I always want to say Hemlick, but it's Helmick. And one of his videos, go sub his channel, HELMICK, Mike Helmick.
Mike Ravenlick.
No.
Got it.
Mike Helmick, HELMICK, and it's 2 ISS space station, how NASA now fakes weightlessness, explained in detail. And it's really cool. And it uses all sorts of technology to explain it, and real pictures, and shows things on the ISS. So check the video out. It's got really good ratings. 604 thumbs up and only 57 thumbs down. So we're winning, flat earthers. We are winning.
We are winning. And I will disagree with him at one point. I know he gives some urgency at the end. He said, you better learn this now, because in the not too distant future, they're going to be able to pull this off without any
That's flaws. What I was thinking. And you say no, that they
No, because there's always a human. The problem is the live option. Post-production.
They just won't do live. That's all.
No, we'll do it live. Absolutely. We'll totally do it live. No. Well, that's just it. You have to do it live. If you're going to fake some of the stuff,
they can pretend things are live, but they're not live. How about that?
Oh, yeah, but then you got those weird PR things. Again, the children in Idaho. That was which is why I've been trying to tell. Don't do PR things live. I don't care how cute the kids are.
When the hat was flipping, you mean? That kind of thing?
Well, yeah. The hat was flipping. That was a live back and forth feedback.
Do you think any of the teachers or students, the kids who are watching, children, I should say, not kids,
picked up on it?
They're not goats. Picked up on it subliminally and thought, wait a minute, that guy's moving his hands for no reason. What's
that was pretty bad, but they still wouldn't know why. They was like, what? Maybe it's like, well, maybe he saw, maybe there was something. So
okay,
the first thing you're going to.
If I just started doing this in the middle of a show, people would be like, why? What is that?
Well, you're going to give the mind, remember, the thing that debunkers say, well, there's got to be a logical explanation. The first thing you're going to go to is he was grabbing something that was so small, like a dust mite. It was there, whatever it was. Something was so small that we didn't see it on camera, but he grabbed it and put it off to the side. That's
and looking guiltily at some monitor in the distance.
Well, I'm just saying that people would rather believe that.
This is what would happen if it was a dust mite. We all have seen something flying in front of us while we're talking, or even a bug. And if we were talking like this and something flew in front of me, I'd be like, ugh.
Well, okay, he could say, because remember, he could just say, well, I was closer. It's like, yeah, but our cameras are HD. Yeah, but I was closer. I saw a hair, something. It's all he has to do. If he says that, people are totally going to buy it. And
people will buy the the explanation that seems the easiest.
Where that falls short is, yeah, but here's the problem. You were grabbing where the hat was supposed to be. And it wasn't. That was the problem. They got too tricky in that whole scene. And in fact, Mike in the video called it, what did he call it? Weightless, something like a busyness. Gravity busy, or I can't remember the exact term he used, but we've seen this in movies, and that is you create something in the background to sort of frame the scene. And that is, oh, they're weightless. We know they're weightless because there's a guy flying by weightless in the background. And not only does he go one direction, but before the scene ends, he comes back the other direction. You know, it seems almost symmetrical in that sense. And they try to get too tricky. The guy was doing a hat and a microphone. And that's where something went wrong. You know,
they're always trying to make things entertaining too, with spinning hats and guys flying behind and twirling bubbles. And in reality, if the ISS were up there and they were doing real science, even if they were going to do a live broadcast or something recorded for children or adults, things don't have to be like a circus for us to pay attention. And because they make every time they're on into a circus act, you know, with the gorilla suit and all of these other things, that to me would seem to wake up somebody out there in mainstream that things aren't right. This is weird.
Well, but not until now could it be dissected. Social media changed that. Up until recently, you couldn't do it. You needed HD cameras, you needed high-speed internet, you needed social media, and
YouTube,
you needed and smartphones.
And P900s too. YouTube P900s, smartphones, the rest of social media aside from YouTube. That's really what's cracking this open.
Oh, yeah. Before then, you could only go so far, but now things can be shared so quickly and commented on so quickly that now they don't have a chance, which again, why the live feeds, I don't even know why they would bother, because it's just too risky. As good as the technology is, and I will say this, the bubbles, the stuff that Mike was pointing out with the liquid, I did not realize the liquid simulation had gotten that good, where you could do a suspended bubble of water in front of you, and it looked perfect. The water looked perfect. Where the mistake was the human element. So the bubble looked perfect, but when
Scott Kelly,
thank you.
I always get their names confused. But when they're using those paddles,
his eyes were wrong. He wasn't following the bubble. And he was for a little bit, but then it's the human element. And because you can't, unless you're going to fix it all in post, people, again, you and I have talked about this. It's why you don't do live television. You can't get it right on the first take.
Don't work with children or animals for this.
Don't work with children or animals, and don't do it live. Don't do it.
But we are going to do it live. Did you see this article that came out called, it was an article, but also the video, I've shared it, everyone shared it, called "Incredible First-Person Footage of a Real Spacewalk Will Leave You Speechless." Well,
when was that?
It left me speechless because I was laughing.
Oh, was it the one that just came out?
Yeah, ESA astronaut Thomas
or Supercut 41.
Yeah, Shane Kimbrough spacewalk outside the ISS.
Yeah. Awesome.
Anyway, so
there was so much editing in it. The lenses were so curved that you were bending the solar panels in ways that defied everything. The astronaut was fumbling with Velcro, and I'm still trying to figure out why you're using Velcro in an exterior.
The plastic would melt.
Yeah. What kind of Velcro was that? And it was awful. It was absolutely what I love, though, about the article that initially posted it was they made a flat Earth reference at the end. This should shut flat Earthers up. Yeah. Well, the fact that you're even saying that means you're worried.
There's an interesting Tats Truth 2 put out some footage of Rahu and Ketu and eclipses that a YouTuber named Subphotonic, Subphotonic, put into a video called "If Earth is Flat, What Causes the Lunar and Solar Eclipses?" And it's a really good video, and I think you should go see it, because eclipses have been something that have puzzled a lot of people, and people are saying Rahu and Ketu, okay, but we can't see them because they're black, or they blend in. But this piece of footage seems to have captured something. Okay. So you've got to go look at it. It's crazily amazing. So it's called "If Earth is Flat, What Causes the Lunar and Solar Eclipses?" And I'm going to, they're not in the description box of this video now, but I'm going to try to put the things we've spoke of in the description box of this video now. So, but I think originally it came from Tet's Truth Tube, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, Event Skeptic is back.
Oh, he's been around, Ronnie. He's been around.
He just made a video 4 hours ago, though. Going after Jaren again.
Oh, well, that's just what he does.
Flat Earth CGI exposed. Jarenism is deceiving you? Really?
Don't give people a lot of attention. Now, I don't care if somebody doesn't believe in flat Earth, or they have their own model, which differs from other flat Earthers' models. That's totally fine. But when you are calling other people horrible things and assaulting their character, especially when that other person's never done anything to you, it's just, I think my grandmother used to call it dirty pool. It's dirty pool.
Wow, that's an old saying.
Well, she was old. So there you go.
Dirty pool. Wow, it's good. No, I'm surprised. There are some people that just won't turn. They will not. In fact, I feel bad because some of those guys, even if it went mainstream entirely, then it'd be even worse. They'd be going, "Oh, it's a total psyop." It's like, okay, so you're not. It isn't.
Well, he believes in flat Earth, just a different model, and thinks that many flat Earthers, including you and me, are liars and fakes, and I don't know,
charlatans,
whatever.
Snake oil peddlers,
snake oil salesmen. I mean, I'm vegan, so I wouldn't kill snakes to make oil. So count me out of that one.
Running a good line there.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's for. Let's see.
Snake oil is alive and well, by the way.
It's what?
Is alive and well. Not real snake oil. I'm just saying that people have been.
Oh, any product sold on TV, like as seen on TV products, it's a form of modern day snake oil. Just garbage. You might as well just take it off the shelf in the store and pay for it and throw it in the landfill, because that's where it's going to go. Because whatever it is, it won't work. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
You have an email here that says, "Hello, this is Mike in Minnesota. I wanted to say thank you for all you do. I thought I should finally write you. I listen to your shows on YouTube. Your interviews are great. Your guests are great. I especially love your shows with Mark Sargent. I really like the show you did the other day with Mike Williams. I love how you go out and interact with the live chat comments on your show. Anyway, your take on life and the big picture of Flat Earth are right on. I woke up to the Flat Earth in September 2016, and part of that awakening is due to you and Mark Sargent. Thank you. I've put over 450 hours of research into Flat Earth. I had to re-examine everything. My intuition always bothered me about the picture or model of reality that we were presented with. There were so many incongruities. So when I finally looked at Flat Earth, it all made sense. The pursuit of this truth causes you to refine your critical thinking skills like nothing else. I have a website coming soon to benefit the community, and I'll let you know more about it down the line. Thanks, Mike in Minnesota."
I think Mike's one of the license plate people.
Perhaps. Do not know.
I sent you the Florida one, right? Came in?
I think you did.
Where it just has 4 letters, flat. Like, okay. And it was off center. That was even the weirder part. I wonder if he he put spaces in the front and they actually took it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes what you order when you do a personalized plate, unless you write it exactly right, isn't what you get.
So yeah, I think they were like space flat, just a blank space and then flat.
He might have left spaces so we could put a sticker like "it's" or something.
Ooh, maybe that's what he was thinking.
Yeah. Because he didn't have enough letters available to him to make that himself.
Right.
Pete Bennett writes, "Hey Patricia, hope all is great. I've been watching your YouTube channel. You've got some really entertaining and interesting guests. Obviously, Mark Sargent is an interesting dude, but Mike from the Sage of Quay is interesting too. Also, your reading of 1984 was great. Would love more of that. Thanks from down under." And a bunch of other ones. But we're reaching sort of the end of our show. And got any last minute words of advice or wisdom or anything you want to impart to all of our friends in the live chat and who are watching this later?
Yes. Don't let, and we'll show that when we do the troll show, the comments tomorrow. Don't let the trolls get you down.
Right.
They're attacking because we're a threat. We're a threat to everything that that they used to hold
dear.
Yeah, that they hold firm. And if we were no threat, they would ignore us entirely. And now we've got dedicated hangouts coming at us, which is great. And this thing just keeps getting bigger and weirder, and I love it every single day.
Here's a good comment from Bling Bling, the BSS of the ISS, says, down under, the last email I read, there's no such thing. True. I didn't catch that. Thanks. Ukdina is asking us, when's the show? When's the show? You know, the one that we're doing tomorrow.
Tomorrow, is it same time?
May 18th, and it's going to be 3 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, and 11 GMT. And it's going to be Flat Earth comments, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So
yep. I'm going to definitely have some wine before I start that.
Yeah. Should we have a drink? See, that might anger some people who don't want people drinking in Flat Earth. One drink won't hurt though, right? We're not.
Well, okay. I don't have to drink on camera, I suppose.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's plan that. I'm not going to get wasted. I mean,
no, but if I'm going to read bad things, comments,
we'll have a toast first. So anybody is welcome to join us with whatever their libation of choice is.
There you go. And it's not going to run that long, but we'll just try to see what comes of it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And thanks to everybody who's been in the live chat. And we do actually have Totally the Real Eric Dubay as a fake channel in this hangout, being completely normal, but the logo is my face. So that would please Eric greatly, I'm sure.
Nice.
All right. So we've had over 300 or so people in the live show, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. Give this video a thumbs up if you would, and subscribe too, because it helps. It just helps. The more views and the more subscribers, what it does is it puts the videos higher up on YouTube. More people can see it. And I'm not saying that this show contains flat earth proof, but it is a show that involves the community. That's actually what the secret show is for. There's other shows that have proof on other channels, and all of it together makes the world no longer go round, but all of it together creates a community, a totally dysfunctional but awesome family.
Well put.
All right. And we'll see you next time for The Secret Show. From Mark Sargent and myself, Patricia Steere. Till we meet again, keep it flat.